Hi friends, welcome to all of you. Today I am going to discuss on the Regulating Act. Okay, and in Regulating Act also I would like to first of all discuss on the causes which led for the enactment of Regulating Act by the British Parliament. Okay, on the company. Okay, what were the causes which necessitated the British Parliament to enact or to regulate the East India Company? Okay, although the right to trade or the permission for trade and commerce was given by the British Parliament to the East India Company. Okay, so what were the causes? What that made the British Parliament to uh, uh, control and restrict the policies and functions of the East India Company. Okay, so see causes for the enactment causes for the enactment of regulating act. ठीक है, मतलब रेगुलेटिंग एक्ट लाने के मुख्य कौन से कारण थे जिसके चलते ब्रिटिश पार्लियामेंट को ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी को रेगुलेट करने के लिए ये संविधान की आवश्यकता पड़ी, एक कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन की आवश्यकता पड़ी जिसका नाम रखा गया रेगुलेटिंग एक्ट. ओके, सी regulating act was enacted in the year 1773. Okay, it was enacted in the year 1773 and Lord North was the Prime Minister of Britain. Okay, see I am telling you people about the prime ministers and other chief personalities. Okay, who were seated at from time to time when any important laws were enacted. Okay, so because these things are asked in competition. Okay, that who were the prime minister in Britain when these acts were passed. Okay, so I will regularly make you people familiar with these kinds of terms. Okay, so that you people will be benefited. Okay, so Lord North was the Prime Minister of Britain when regulating act was passed by British Parliament. Okay, so see now, as we all know that East India Company was a trading company, okay, which got its license from the British Parliament to trade towards East. Okay, so its main function was trading. Okay, and as we all know that Britain was most or highly industrialized nations of the world at that time. Okay, and they searched for a market where they can consume their finished products. Okay, and also they can bought cheap they can bought raw materials. Okay, which could be utilized in their industries. Okay, at a very lower price. Okay, so they were in search for the market where they could exploit the indigenous people. Okay, and in search for the market and in search for huge raw material, they entered in India. Okay, so let us see. See, until 1764, okay, East India Company was a trading company. 1765, okay, East India Company transformed in itself from a trader to as a territorial power. See, in 1765, East India Company, which was a trading company, transformed itself as a territorial power. Okay. After the battle of, see, after the battle of Plassey and Buxar, okay, in 1757 and in 1764, okay. After the battle of Plassey in 1757 and Buxar in 1764, okay, the British East India Company established itself as a territorial power in Bengal, Bihar and Odisha. See, after the battle of Plassey and Buxar, East India Company established itself as a territorial power in Bengal, Bihar and Odisha. Okay. So one thing about which the mind of the British parliamentarians struck was that they had given permission to company for as a trading company to trade towards the east, and not the permission was provided to occupy the territories. Okay. Okay. So one thing was in their mind, into the minds of the parliamentarians, that they had got given the permission to a trading company to trade and not to establish a territory, okay, and not to disturb the native peoples, okay. So let me explain these things, okay. See, it was the regulating act only. This was the regulating act only, from which the British Parliament recognized the East India Company as a political power in India. Okay. For the first time, when the Regulating Act was enacted, the British Parliament recognized or given a recognition to the East India Company as a political power in India. Okay. Apart political power in India apart from Mughal, Marathas and other native kings. Okay, they recognize East India Company also as a political power along with Mughal, Marathas and other native kings. Okay, so through regulating act Parliament tried to enact an Anglo-Indian constitution. See, through regulating act, Parliament tried to enact an Anglo-Indian constitution. Okay, because this was the first constitution which was made to rule over Indian people or to rule over the. It was the first rule. It was going to be the first rule which would regulate and control not only the British East India Company but also through this. Okay, mass were to be affected in India or the peoples in India were to be affected. Okay, so this was the first act which was known as Anglo-Indian Constitution. Okay, so see, agitation and protest. See, agitation and protest in England increased. Okay, increased. Agitation and protest in England increased. Okay, because the British East India Company had got an absolute right. Okay, increased because British East India Company had got an absolute right to trade in Indian territories. Okay, agitation and protest increased because British East India Company had got an absolute right to trade in Indian territory. Okay, other business groups or the other individual groups who were willing to invest in Indian soil were restricted or were barred. Okay, उन्हें रोक दिया गया. ठीक है, जो दूसरे बिजनेस ग्रुप के लोग थे चाहे जो दूसरे बिजनेसमैन थे उनको रोक दिया गया. ठीक है, और एकाधिकार सिर्फ ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी को मिला इंडियन सॉइल में जाने का. ठीक है, सो देयर वेयर ए राइज इन द protest and agitation against the British Parliament. Okay, and the people's demand was that they should also be given rights to trade in India. Okay, so parliament was under pressure. Okay, other people, the demands of the people, the demands of the British citizens was to open through the demands of the British citizens was to open through the trade with India to all British subjects. Okay, the demands were that Indian trade should be open through to all the British subjects. Okay, it should not be monopolistic. Okay, because East India Company got a monopolistic right to trade with इंडिया. ओके, इंडिया के साथ ट्रेड करने का ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी का एकाधिकार था, मतलब दूसरा कोई ट्रेड नहीं कर सकता था. ठीक है, एकाधिकार था. इस एकाधिकार को खत्म करने के लिए वहां पे ब्रिटेन में बहुत ज़्यादा प्रोटेस्ट हुआ, हंगामा हुआ. ठीक है, और पार्लियामेंट पे प्रेशर बनाया गया. ठीक है, कि एकाधिकार को खत्म कर दिया जाए और इसको स्वतंत्र बना दिया जाए कि कोई भी आके इंडिया में ट्रेड कर सकता है. ठीक है, ओके. सी, द ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी, ओके, was able to convince, see, East India Company was able to convince Parliament by approaching Parliament with a law. And hence the popular demand and the danger for the company was averted for some time. Okay, see, when there was an ongoing aggression and agitation and protests in England, okay, against the parliament, okay, that Indian trade should be open through for all the British subjects. Okay, seeing the demands, okay, the parliament agreed. And was framing a seeing these protests, the British Parliament was agreed and began their work. They began to work to open Indian trade with and agreed to throw open Indian trade with all the British subjects. Okay, that the monopolistic rights of the East India Company will be dissolved or abolished. Okay, but seeing everything against them, the East India Company approached to the Parliament with a law. Okay, that they will provide the British Parliament from time to time with a necessary amount or the sum whenever the Parliament will be needed. Okay, so see, जब इस तरह की बात होने लगी कि एकाधिकार ख़त्म किया जाए और लोगों को भी मतलब भारत में ट्रेड करने का अधिकार मिले, तो ब्रिटिश पार्लियामेंट काम करने लगी इस पर। तो इस पर ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी को अपने लिए खतरा महसूस होने लगा, ठीक है। तो वो क्या किए, ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी ब्रिटिश पार्लियामेंट में गए और उनसे ऐसा कहा कि मैं ब्रिटिश पार्लियामेंट को जब जब ज़रूरत होगी सरकार को, ब्रिटिश सरकार को, तब तक रुपया साल में देने को तैयार हूँ, सालाना, ठीक है। एंड ए लम्प सम ऑफ रुपीज $40 लाख, 40 lakh pound, and a lump sum of rupees 40 lakh pound was promised by the East India Company. Okay, that they will pay 40 lakh pound annually to British Parliament. Okay, and the company was able to pay this 40 lakh pound of amount up till 1772. Up to the year 1772, the company was paying a lump sum of rupees, okay, a lump sum of rupees 40 lakh pound to annually to British Parliament. Okay, up till 1772. 1772 तक कंपनी ने ब्रिटिश पार्लियामेंट को 40 लाख पाउंड रुपया 40 लाख पाउंड रुपीस, ओके, और मनी ये ब्रिटिश पार्लियामेंट को एनुअली देता था, ठीक है। लेकिन 72 के बाद इन्होंने बंद कर दिया, ओके, बिकॉज द कंपनी was trading in loss. Okay, from 1772 company began to trade in loss. Okay, there were some causes due to which the company was trading in loss. I am discussing these things one by one. Okay, see, company was pushed into loss reason for the loss in trade to East India Company. See, these things I am telling or explaining you from the point of view of mains, not for the point of view of pre. Okay, though some point I am explaining or some point which comes in the way of my teaching, which is crucial from the point of view of preliminary examination. I am trying to give that things. Okay. For example, I told you that Lord North was the Prime Minister when the Regulating Act was enacted. Okay. So this fact is for the preliminary point of view. This point was crucial for the preliminary examination point of view. Okay. So see, reasons for the loss in trade to East India Company. So what were the main reasons? See, frequent wars with local kings. Okay. Corruption. Okay. See, company was indulged in frequent war, and the wars were, see, the war of Plassey, Buxar, okay, Mysore war, okay. In this war, Mysore war, East India Company was defeated badly, okay, into the hands of Hyder Ali. Okay. Anglo-Mysore War was fought in 1769. Anglo-Mysore War, okay, Anglo-Mysore War was fought in 1769 between East India Company and Hyder Ali. Okay, in which the East India Company was defeated badly, and Hyder Ali made an agreement with the East India Company on his own terms. Okay, means हैदर अली अपने इच्छा से और जैसा एग्रीमेंट उसको मन हुआ उस तरह का एग्रीमेंट उसने अपने टर्म्स पे, अपनी शर्तों पे, हैदर अली ने मजबूर कर दिया ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी को कि वो अपनी शर्तों पर सुलह कर ले। ठीक है, तो जिसमें रेवेन्यू का बहुत ज़्यादा नुकसान हुआ ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी को। तो ये फ्रीक्वेंट वार्स जो थे सो ये कारण बन गए कंपनी को लॉस में ले जाने के लिए। ठीक है, और दूसरा क्या हो गया, करप्शन, ब्राइब्स। ओके, सी the company servants or the officials were indulged in taking bribes, okay, which resulted in a huge loss for revenue for the company. Okay, see what kind of bribes were taken by, what kind of corruption or the what kind of bribes the East India Company's servants or officials were taking. See, the company's servants were charging minimum or only a token money from the Indian or the native traders who were coming into their territories, okay, for exchange of goods or the for consuming their products. Okay, the neighboring traders from the other territories who were coming in Bengal, Bihar or Odisha, okay, for the purpose of trade were taken or charged minimum or only a token amount. So revenue, there was a total loss of revenue for the company, okay, because these officials used to keep that revenue or used to take some gifts, okay, or the bribes, and they used to fill their pockets. Instead of paying the revenues to the company, they were filling their pockets. Okay, So there were corruption in terms of tariff charge or tariff duty charge. Okay. And this one was one way, and in another way, when the company used to export their goods, okay, into the other into the territories of other kings, there also they were giving bribes, okay, and they were engaged in private trade also. The company's officials were engaged in private trade. Instead of providing profit to the company, they used to sell their own products. They used to buy, or they used to invest money on some raw materials or on some finished goods, and used to sell their goods in order to make profit or in order to make fortune for themselves. Okay. So corruption was in two ways. When the companies, when the Indian traders used to visit companies' territories, which were companies' territories, Bengal, Bihar or Orissa. Okay, when the neighboring traders used to visit the company's territory, then also they used to levy a minimum tariff. Okay, and when the company's traders or the company's goods were being exported to neighboring territories, there also they used to give bribe to Indian officials, okay, or the officials of the Mughal rulers, okay, and they used to do their work, okay, according to their will, okay. जब कंपनी का जब ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी में, ओके, जब ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी में इंडियन ट्रेडर्स घुसते थे तो वहाँ पे उनसे कम टैक्स लिया जाता था, ठीक है, पेपर वर्क में कम पैसा दिखाया जाता था और बदले में जेब में उनके उठाया जाता था, ठीक है। और जब इनका माल, जब कंपनी का माल दूसरे टेरिटरी में घुसता था, मतलब मुगल में चाहे मराठा में, तो वहाँ पर भी वो लोग कोशिश करते थे कि इनको कुछ पैसा अलग से देके और वो टैक्स जो भारी भरकम था वो देने से बचना चाहिए, बचते हुए। तो इस तरह से दोनों में अंडरस्टैंडिंग बना लिए थे। मतलब जो ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी के जो ऑफिशियल्स थे, एक म्यूचुअल कोऑपरेशन और एक म्यूचुअल अंडरस्टैंडिंग बना लिए थे कि हम तुमसे कम लेंगे और तुम हमसे कम लोगे। मतलब दोनों के अधिकारी, दोनों टेरिटरी के जो अधिकारी थे, मतलब मुगल के जो ऑफिशियल सर्वेंट थे वो भी और इसके जो सर्वेंट थे कंपनी के वो भी, मतलब प्रॉफिट किसका हो तो कंपनी के सर्वेंट का, कंपनी का नहीं, ठीक है, या मुगल का या मराठा का नहीं, ठीक है, अपना प्रॉफिट होना चाहिए। तो ये करप्शन कारण बन गया कंपनी के लॉस का, ठीक है। और फ्रीक्वेंट मार्च, जो बार बार युद्ध यहाँ का जो नीति था, मतलब जो सर्वेंट लोग का जो नीति था उसके चलते क्या हुआ, बार बार युद्ध करना पड़ रहा था, ठीक है। तो जिसके चलते इसको नुकसान में जाना पड़ा, ठीक है। और इन्होंने जो ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी ने जो 40 लाख पाउंड का जो वादा किया था, मतलब ब्रिटिश पार्लियामेंट को कि मैं सालाना आपको दूंगा, जो 1965 से देना शुरू किए, ठीक है। जब इन्होंने दीवानी राइट्स हासिल कर लिया तो इन्होंने देना शुरू कर दिया, ठीक है, क्योंकि ये टेरिटोरियल पावर हो गए। तो ब्रिटिश पार्लियामेंट, कई सारे कारण थे जो मैं डिस्कस करूंगा अभी, ठीक है। तो ब्रिटिश पार्लियामेंट ने इनको चूंकि ट्रेड करने के लिए इंडिया में भेजा था, लेकिन ये टेरिटोरी पर कब्जा करने लगे, एक साम्राज्य की स्थापना करने लगे, तो इनका एक अधिकार छीनने का प्रयास करने लगा ब्रिटिश पार्लियामेंट। तो उससे बचने के लिए इन्होंने कहा कि मैं आपको 40 लाख पाउंड सालाना आपको प्रोवाइड करूँगा, ठीक है। तो ब्रिटिश पार्लियामेंट ने क्या किया, इनका एक अधिकार रहने दिया कुछ समय तक के लिए, ठीक है। तो 72 तक इन्होंने पेमेंट किया 40 लाख पाउंड का, तो 72 तक रहने दिया, मैंने 65 से 72 तक रहने दिया। फिर जब इन्होंने 40 लाख पाउंड देने में असमर्थता जाहिर की तो कंपनी ने रेगुलेटिंग एक्ट, तो पार्लियामेंट ने कंपनी पे रेगुलेटिंग एक्ट ला दिया, ठीक है। और दूसरा क्या हुआ, हाँ, दूसरा ये हुआ कि एक तो इन्होंने वादा किया था कि मैं आपको सालाना 40 लाख पाउंड दूंगा, और दूसरा इनसे क्या गलती हुई कि चूंकि ये लॉस में चले गए, कंपनी लॉस में चली गई, ठीक है, तो कंपनी पार्लियामेंट के पास गए लोन मांगने के लिए। कितने का लोन? 1 मिलियन पाउंड का, 1 मिलियन पाउंड लोन। ओके, ये कंपनी अप्रोच से, कंपनी अप्रोच पार्लियामेंट with an application for the approval of a loan of 1 मिलियन पाउंड। ओके, देखिए जब कंपनी घाटे में चली गई, जबकि पैसा देना था कंपनी को, पार्लियामेंट को, लेकिन पैसा ना देके उल्टे लोन मांगने के लिए चली गई कंपनी। कितना के लिए? 1 मिलियन पाउंड का। ठीक है, तो पार्लियामेंट के पास एक अवसर आ गया, एक मौका आ गया, जिसे पार्लियामेंट अपने हाथ से जाने नहीं देना चाहती थी। ठीक है, सो रेगुलेटिंग एक्ट ले आया गया। ठीक है, और इस सब कारण के अलावा और भी कारण है, और भी चीफ कारण है जो मैं भी डिस्कस करता हूँ। जैसे ये हो गया, ये करप्शन हो गया, फ्रीक्वेंट वार्स हो गया, और कभी और बता रहा है। सी when the company acquired and established themselves as a territorial power in Bengal, Bihar and Odisha. Okay, Bengal, Bihar and Odisha. Okay, as a territorial power. See, when the company acquired the territories, when the company acquired the Diwani rights of Bengal, Bihar and Odisha, okay, then the member of parliaments of the British government began to cry, okay, that the British constitution did not permit anybody to possess the territories except in the name of the crown. Okay, so British constitution did not permit anybody to possess territories except in the name of the crown. See, the British parliamentarians began to cry that British constitution did not permit anybody to possess the territories, okay, it is except in the name of the crown. Okay, so the company which got trading rights, okay, and the permission to only trade in the east should not possess the territories. Okay, and similarly the British public also insisted to government to take away the territories occupied by the company, okay, in the name of the crown, okay. But there were difficulties, okay. A serious difficulty arose in the minds of the among the parliamentarians, okay, because there were some technical fault, okay. See what were that for, let me explain. British crown could not take the territories annexed by the company into their hands directly, okay, because see, the crown could not acquire the company's territory in India directly, because see, number one, if the British crown would have taken the rule of that territory into their hands, okay, then it could have displeased the Indian rulers like the Mughals, the Marathas, and also the other native rulers of Indian territory, okay, because earlier the company had taken the permission from the Mughal ruler Shah Jahan that this company would take out its trading activities, okay, that the company would take out its trading activities in Indian territories, and it would have nothing to do with the affairs of Indian territory in any kind. And it would have and it would not have any interest in the administration of the country, okay. So see, as the British crown could not displease the local rulers or the native rulers of India, so it could not take upon himself a subordinate role, okay. So, it could not take upon himself a subordinate role, okay, because the British government was a ruler, crown was a ruler, and the company was acting as a diwan of Mughal ruler, okay. See, company could carry out its function in the name of Diwan of Mughal rulers, but the crown would not take a subordinate see, the company could continue to act in the name of Diwan of Mughal emperors, okay, but the crown, but the British crown could not take that subordinate post, of Dewan, of Mughal emperor. Okay, so it was thought by the British parliamentarians that let the company could possess their territorial gains. Okay, and number second, see, if the crown would have taken those territories of the company in India, then it could have displeased the Mughals, the Marathas, and other native kings. Okay, if the crown would have taken those territories from the company, okay, then it would have definitely displeased the Indian rulers. Okay, so the company was not thinking that. Okay, the company was thinking not to garnish its prestige, okay, and status. Okay, so it let down the company to take the territorial gains. Okay, and third point was that in the 18th century, right to property was considered to be legitimate and sacred, and the company's possessions in India was not more than that of a private property. See, in the around 18th century, right to property was considered legitimate and sacred in the Britain. Okay, and the company's possessions in India were not more than private property, means it was considered a private property. Okay, so these were mainly 3 points. Okay, due to which the company could not take directly the rules into the Indian country. Okay, could not take their could not rule the Indian territories directly. Okay, these were the 3 conditions due to which the British crown could not rule Indian territories directly. Okay, so see, it does not mean that the company was free to do anything. Okay, and it was out of control of the British Parliament. Okay, so in order to restrict the activities of the company, okay, the regulating act was passed by the Parliament. Okay, the British crown could not leave the company unrestricted, okay, because its rule would have brought a bad name for the British crown, okay. See, yet the crown could not let the company out of its control because companies misdeeds and misrule would have brought a bad name as well as bad image for the British crown. See, seeing those difficulties which I have discussed earlier, okay, yet the crown could not let the company out of its control, okay, because companies misdeeds in India and their misrule in India would have brought a bad name and a bad image for the British crown, okay. So the crown decided to let the company possess their territorial gains but that should be in the name of the crown. Name of the crown and as an agent of the crown, okay. The crown decided to let the company possess its territorial gains, okay, but as an agent of the British crown. The company from now would act as an agent of the British crown, okay. So this regulating act was brought, okay, and this was the first step by the British parliamentarians regarding the regulations of the country in Indian affairs, okay. See, corruption of the servants of the company increased so much and they looted so much wealth from India that when the servants of company returned to their countries, they lived a luxurious life. Like Indian Nawabs. Okay. The company servants, when they returned to their countries, they began to live a luxurious life like Indian Nawabs. Okay, and their thick purse. Okay, and their thick purse or their wealth, I mean to say that, and their thick purse enabled them, okay, to occupy parliamentarian seats, and influence the policies of the British government. Okay, their thick purse enabled them to occupy parliamentary seats and also influence policies of the British government. Okay. So, according to the words of Macaulay, see, I am writing it down. See, so in the words of Macaulay, in the words of Macaulay, okay. See, Macaulay was an eminent personality in British, okay, who was also given a post as a law member in Indian Council. Okay, so when I will discuss Councils Act, I will discuss that Macaulay was the first man who was a law member in the Executive Council of Governor General. Okay, so see, in the words of Macaulay, okay, the minds of common man was horror stricken with the at the way they possess money and at the way they spend it okay, according to in the words of the Macaulay, okay, the minds of the common man was horror stricken, okay, at the way they possess money and at the way they spend it. These words are told for the servants of the company, okay, who amassed huge wealth, okay, looted wealth from India, okay, as a result of corruption. So these are important things, okay. In the pre also questions are asked. The extracts are given and are told that these lines were told by whom. ये लाइनें किसके द्वारा बोली गई थी कि आदमी का जो दिमाग था वो एकदम डर गया था, इस तरह से मैंने उनके पास पैसे होते थे और इस तरह से वो लोग खर्च करते थे उसको देख के. ह्यूमन माइंड वाज हॉरर स्ट्राइक. ओके, सो सी नाउ see, I am making you people understand that what were the causes which led for the enactment of the regulating act. Okay, so these points I am discussing according to the causes of the enactment of the regulating act. Okay, so see, piteous condition of the people of Bengal. See, due to misrule and exploitation as a result of dual government. As a result of dual government, no one cared for the welfare of the people of Bengal. Okay, and everybody was busy in exploitation and oppression of the people of Bengal. Okay, number one, oppression and exploitation of general people. ठीक है. Number second, as a result of dual government. Okay, as a result of dual government. Okay, when an aggrieved approached Britishers the common people were told that the common people were told that they were nowhere in the scene. Okay, they were nowhere in the scene of administration, and the real administration of the company lies with the real administration of the country lies with the Nawabs, and they were nowhere in the picture of the administration of the country. And when same aggrieved person approached the Nawabs, they were told by the Nawabs that they were mere puppets of the crown. Okay, so the real power lies in the hands of Britishers. Okay, so there were no positive justice of any kind for the local or for the native people. Okay, there were no positive justice for the Indian people. Okay, there was misrule, or you can say chaos was prevalent everywhere. Okay, and number third, say number third, in the year 1870, 1770. In the year 1770, famine broke out. मतलब बंगाल में 1770 में अकाल पड़ गया, ठीक है। एंड इट्स पॉपुलेशन and the population of Bengal was reduced due to the famine of 1770. The population of Bengal was reduced to 1/5 only, and due to famine most of the people migrated from hunger stricken Bengal. And due to famine, most of the people migrated from the hunger stricken Bengal. Okay, as a result of these, okay, these 2 points, as a result of these, there was a huge loss of revenue to the company. Okay, as a result of these two, okay, there was huge loss of revenue for the company. Okay, so the company tried to equate their loss by increasing the prices of commodities of daily necessities. And raising the taxes. Okay, so the company tried to come out of their loss by imposing heavy taxes as well as raising the prices of the commodities of daily necessities. Okay, so the piteous condition of the people of Bengal, okay, reached into the ears of the British citizens. Okay, and they kept sympathy. Britishers kept when these things reached into the ears of Britishers in Britain, their sympathies were aroused. Okay, they felt general people of Britishers felt sympathies with the people of Bengal. Okay, so these were the basis, okay, which led for the foundation of or which laid the basis for the enactment of regulating act. Okay, see, also there were two terms which I need to explain to all of you. See, administration. Okay, administration was divided during Mughal period into two branches. Okay, Diwani and Nizamat. Diwani and Nizamat. Okay, Nizamat was related to criminal cases. And Diwani related with agricultural lands and collection of revenues. Okay, so after 1700, in the year 1765, the company acquired the Diwani rights. Okay, and Nizamat was left into the hands of the Nawabs. Okay, but in actual, the Britishers or the company were dominating these two branches. Okay, because the Nawabs were mere the puppets of the company. Okay, these were mere puppets. Puppets का मतलब कठपुतली, जिसको नचाते हैं. ठीक है, तो इनके हाथों का जो बागडोर था वो कंपनी के हाथ में था. ठीक है, see, and the last and the most important point, which now I am going to discuss for the cause for the enactment of the regulating act, is number 1, when the company got Diwani rights in 1765. Okay, then the joy of the court of directors knew no bounds. Okay, in 1765, when the company, which was a trading company, got Diwani rights. Okay, Diwani rights of Bengal, Bihar and Odisha. Okay, Bengal, Bihar and Odisha, the joy of the court of directors knew no bounds. Okay, the directors there were, see, during the time of regulating act there were 24 members acting as court of directors. Okay, and the company servants who were doing their job in India were chiefly responsible to court of directors. Company's employees were responsible for their acts. Okay, and they also got directions from the court of directors. Okay, so court of directors were directors who were responsible for making appointments of the company staffs in Indian territories. Okay, so see, Robert Clive, who was a Clive, who joined the company as a color. Clive joined the British East India Company as a color, but due to his policy only, that the company acquired the Diwani rights of Bengal, Bihar and Odisha. Okay, and due to his policy only, the company, who was a trading company, okay, transferred themselves into ruler of the territories in India. Okay, so there is one dialogue of Robert Clive. Okay, his dialogue was, I came, I saw, okay, and I conquered. क्लाइव का जो डायलॉग था प्रसिद्ध, वो ये था कि मैं आया, आई केम, आई सॉ एंड आई कॉन्क्वर्ड। मैं आया, मैंने देखा और मैंने जीत लिया। ठीक है, सो द Clive, who joined the company as a clerk, was promoted to the post of governor of Bengal. Okay, so see, these are famous dialogues which are also asked in exams, so you people should be aware. Okay, so see, Clive speculated का मतलब गेस हुआ, मतलब गेस करना। Clive speculated that the company's income will be increased by 50 lakh pounds. Okay, and companies 50 lakh pound from land alone, मीन्स सिर्फ जमीन से जो इसका आय होगा वो कितने का होगा, 50 लाख पाउंड का। ठीक है, एंड इट्स net profit will not be less than 16 lakh while its net profit will not be less than 16 lakh 50,000 pounds. Okay, so these were speculations of the Robert Clive. Okay, and with the reports of the Clive, with the report of the Clive, okay, the directors became excited. Okay, the directors of the company became excited. Okay, and they raised the dividends of the shareholders from 6% to 10%, and soon up to 12.5%. Okay. See, the company's directors raised the dividends of the shareholders from 6% to 10%, and soon from 10% to 12.5%. Okay, on the reports of the Robert Clive. Okay. But soon rumor, see, डिविडेंड्स कहने का मतलब क्या हुआ, प्रॉफिट, कंपनी का जो प्रॉफिट हुआ, ठीक है, उसको हम लोग डिविडेंड्स कहते हैं, ठीक है. बट सून ए रूमर स्प्रेड दैट द कंपनी वाज हेडिंग towards bankruptcy. ठीक है. And it was mere a mischievous deception by the company's servant. See, when dividends were raised, okay, soon after that, okay, a rumor spread that it was only a मिस्चीवस डिसेप्शन. ओके, मीन्स एक शरारतपूर्ण छलावा था. किसके द्वारा? मतलब कंपनी के कर्मचारियों के द्वारा. ठीक है, क्योंकि कंपनी मतलब दिवालिया होने जा रही है, बैंकरप्ट होने जा रही है, कंपनी घाटे में जा रही है, और कंपनी एक र्यूमर फैला रही है, एक अफवाह उड़ा रही है कि कंपनी फायदे में जा रही है. क्योंकि 1772 में ही कंपनी लोन के लिए अप्रोच की. 1772 तक कंपनी ने जैसा कि वादा किया था ब्रिटिश पार्लियामेंट के साथ कि वो 40 लाख पाउंड सालाना देगी. ठीक है, क्योंकि उसको एकाधिकार मिला था बिजनेस करने के लिए, ट्रेड का एकाधिकार मिला था. ठीक है, मोनोपोलिस्टिक राइट्स फॉर ट्रेड वाज गिवन टू ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी टू ट्रेड इन ईस्ट. ओके, सो कंपनी वाज टू पे ए लंप सम ऑफ 40 lakh pound to British Parliament. Okay, so the company was able to pay that sum up to 1772. Okay, and in 1773, instead of paying that 40 lakh pound as a tribute to British Parliament, the East India Company approached to Parliament for a loan of 1 million pound. Okay. So it was clear that company was heading towards bankruptcy. Okay, so the shareholders, okay, the shareholders of the company approached Parliament out of sheer fright, and to safeguard their interest. Okay, so the shareholders of the company approached Parliament, okay, to protect their rights. Okay, क्योंकि उनको पता चल गया कि कंपनी से अफवाह उड़ाया गया है कि कंपनी फायदे में जा रही है, और जबकि कंपनी नुकसान में जा रही है, कंपनी दिवालिया घोषित होने वाली है. ठीक है, तो ये सारे कॉज थे, कारण थे प्रमुख, जिसके चलते रेगुलेटिंग एक्ट ब्रिटिश गवर्नमेंट को लाना पड़ा। ठीक है, वन मोर पॉइंट।
आइए पता क्यों लीजिए।
See, according to Lord North, who was Lord North? British Prime Minister of Britain. Okay, Lord North was Prime Minister of Britain at the time when Regulating Act was being enacted. Okay, so according to Lord North's onwards, every article in it, is framed with a view to the placing of the affairs of the company into a solid, clear and decisive establishment. See, these lines were told by Lord North. Okay, these lines were told by Lord North for Regulating Act at the time when Regulating Act was being enacted. Okay, he told that every article in it, okay, means every article in Regulating Act is framed with a view to the placing of affairs of the company into a solid, clear and decisive establishment. Okay. Also see, regarding the dual government in Bengal, Bihar and Odisha, in the words of Mr. Lyle, see, in the words of Mr. Lyle, okay, who was a Britisher, he defined the dual governance of Bengal, Bihar and Odisha as the misgovernment and no positive justice for the Indian citizens. Okay, he saw the dual governance in India as the misrule and confusion and absence of justice, absence of positive justice, or there was a minimum justice for the Indian people. Okay, so he told that because as the in the system of dual governance, the Nijamat was in the hands of in the paper, the Nijamat was into the hands of the Nawabs, and the right of Diwani was into the hands of Britishers, but it was only in the paper. In reality, both the branches of the administration, means Diwani as well as Nijamat was into the hands of the company. Okay, so in the dual governance, of Bengal, magistracy, the police, as well as the revenue officials were being diverse offices and with conflicting interests with each other under no common head, and they were indulged in the misgovernance and misrule due to which there was an absence of responsible government with no positive justice and law. See, in the words of Mr. Lyle, in the period of dual governance of Bengal, there was misrule and confusion in the administration, because administration is a diverse thing. Okay, see, the magistracy, the police, as well as the revenue officials were holding diverse offices. Okay, and there were no common heads to coordinate the functioning of different branches of the administration. Okay, मतलब समन्वय जो स्थापित करने वाला जो एक हेड होता उसका कमी था। कोई ऐसा हेड नहीं था जो कि सारे डिपार्टमेंट को एक साथ लेकर चल सके, ठीक है, और उसके एक निर्णय से हो सके। सारे अलग अलग थे, ठीक है, बीइंग डाइवर्स ऑफिसर्स विद कॉन्फ्लिक्टिंग इंटरेस्ट, सबका अपना अपना इंटरेस्ट था, सभी डिपार्टमेंट का अपना अपना स्वार्थ था, ठीक है, विथ नो कॉमन हेड, एंड दे वेयर इंडल्ज्ड इन द मिसगवर्नेंस एंड मिसरूल vied with each other, vied with each other other. See, vied means competition. Okay, vied means competition. VIED. Vied means competition. Means they were competing each other under conflicting interests. Okay, and they were not for looking for the complete welfare of the general people. Okay, they were indulged into their own interests to make their own profits. Okay, so vie with each other due to which there was an absence of responsible government. Okay, these lines were told by Mr. Lyon. Okay, in respect of the dual governance. Okay.